Based on the stories of producer Gary Getzman's adolescence, Licorice Pizza is Paul Thomas Anderson's latest film about wandering souls in the San Fernando Valley. Instead of casting A-list actors, he searched a little closer to home, casting Cooper Hoffman, son of the late and great frequent PTA collaborator Phillip Seymour Hoffman, and Alana Haim, one-third of the band of sisters Haim, many of whose music videos have been filmed by the Oscar-nominated director. While Hoffman is charismatic as Gary Valentine, the heart and the fire of the film come from the lost Alana Kane, a part written specifically for the musician, proving Licorice Pizza as the natural evolution of the director and musician's working relationship. As born and raised Valley kids affectionate for the era of the 70s in a city of almost 3.9 million people, it's kismet that PTA and Haim have crossed paths.
I've always loved the era of the 70s. I've always been obsessed with the music of the 70s. I mean, my band is very influenced by the 70s. It's no secret. Anytime anyone ever asks, like, what era would you want to live in, I always would choose the 70s because it was also the time where my mom was in her 20s, and I always wanted to kind of see what my mom was like growing up when she was like my age. Because she was an incredible dancer, and that's my dream. If I could like look in a magic mirror and see anything, it would just be my mom disco dancing. That is my dream.
See, the Haim matriarch, or Miss Donna Rose as Anderson knew her, was his art teacher in elementary school. Something he didn't connect until he started working with the sisters, but something that when it came time to casting Alana's relatives for the film, kind of made it a no-brainer.
There was no other family that was going to be my family. I think that my dad is the funniest person on this planet, so I'm just happy that now there was a camera on him and everybody can laugh with my family. Having them there with me was just a great family moment that we'll never forget. And now it's always there. I can always watch it.
I think it's weird I hang out with Gary and his friends all the time. I think it's weird that I hang out with Gary and his 15-year-old friends all the time.
But before this feature film came to fruition, Anderson, who's directed music videos for Fiona Apple, Joanna Newsom, and Radiohead, also has a handful of Haim videos on his resume. These collaborations have been mutually beneficial, as Anderson has used music videos to try out lenses and visual styles he wants to use for his feature films. In fact, the short film / music video Valentine was a camera test of sorts for Anderson's 2017 film, Phantom Thread. And Haim's song Summer Girl features lines pulled from an unfilmed script that Anderson donated to the band as inspiration.
Walk beside me.
While their music videos usually focused on lead singer and middle sister Danielle Haim, with Licorice Pizza, Baby Haim, as she's affectionately referred to, stepped right into the spotlight. Alana Haim walked and walked and walked before she ran full sprint in this love letter to the Valley and the 70s.
You know, I think it all goes back to filming in the Valley. All the spots, like Tail of the Cock, would be where all these movie stars would go for a drink after work. And all these hot spots were always in the Valley, which I'm very proud of. But he's so good at capturing where I grew up. And of course, I obviously grew up in a different valley than he did, but not too far off.
And for a first starring role, it helps that your scene partner is also someone you know, also acting for the first time. Years prior, Anderson had introduced Cooper to Alana and her sisters, establishing the chemistry between the two that brings this friendship to life on screen.
It was so fun being with Cooper and all the kids making waterbeds. I mean, we had to go to waterbed school. We learned how to build a waterbed with tools, with hoses. We could do it in 8 minutes flat. I think that was our record. But it was great. It was great.
There's a certain magic that's created on screen when fans of each other film in their favorite city, set in their favorite time period with all of their favorite people, that's so rarely captured the way it is in this film.
I think it's just a great snapshot of time. It's such a small period of time and so much happens in this movie. You kind of never know where it's gonna go. You think you might know what's gonna happen and you really have no clue. And it's a great ride.
While this is the first feature film collaboration between Paul Thomas Anderson and the sisters Haim, we hope it's not the last. Thanks for watching. For more on movies and TV shows, make sure to follow and subscribe to IGN Movies and TV wherever you like to watch.
I'm not gonna forget you. Just like you're not gonna forget me.
Gross.